Our Chancellor, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who is also the former President of the Republic of Nigeria, and your delegation from Nigeria, let me request the audience to give a big round of applause to welcome our Chancellor, who is a friend to our President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We welcome you and we thank you for finding time to come and officiate over this graduation as our Chancellor of Cavendish University Uganda. Permit me also to recognize the commencement speaker, Lady Justice Mugenyi, who has given us an excellent talk this morning. In the interest of time, permit me to stand on the protocols already observed and respect and recognize all of you, including the graduates who are soon going to receive your certificates, diplomas, and degrees. So I recognize all of you in your respective capacities, including our parents and guardians who have supported our graduates to pursue their education here at Cavendish University. As I have been introduced, my name is Chris Baryomunsi. I am the Minister in charge of ICT and National Guidance in the government of Uganda, and I usually tell my audiences that the future is digital. I am therefore the Minister in charge of your future. I want to appreciate the leadership and management of Cavendish University Uganda for inviting me as a guest of honor. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate the invitation, and I am happy to be here this afternoon. The challenge of speaking as a guest of honor at a graduation, that you appear to stand in between the graduates and their qualifications, because after my remarks you will be awarded the degrees and diplomas. So permit me to just make fairly concise comments so that you are able to receive your academic degrees and diplomas that you have toiled for over the last few years. Let me start by congratulating Cavendish University Uganda for the success in many ways. This is a university that started in 2008. From the professional field where I come from, of medicine and public health, we have what we call mortality rate. And we measure the quality of life using several indicators, including what we call infant mortality rate, which refers to babies who are born alive, but they do not live to celebrate their first birthday. But the mortality rates also refer to institutions. Some institutions start and they fail to celebrate their first birthdays. Now that we are celebrating the 13th graduation, having started in 2008, meaning you are about 16 years of age, Cavendish University survived infant mortality. I want to congratulate you. We also have an indicator that we call under 5 mortality. We usually measure it among children. Those who are born alive, they thrive through the first, second, but they do not live to celebrate their 5th birthday. So being here today, it also means you have survived under 5 mortality, which also affects institutions. And you have grown into the age of being a teenager, and you are advancing and growing. So I want to congratulate this university upon the milestones and the progress that you have continued to register over the years. Congratulations. And I congratulate you upon the 13th graduation, which we are witnessing today. Now, in the Christian Bible, Jesus told his audience, as recorded in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and the rest shall be added unto you. At a moment like this, I can dare say, seek ye first the kingdom of knowledge. And on that note, I want to extend my appreciation and congratulations to all the graduates who are ready to receive the diplomas and degrees shortly after my remarks. So congratulations, and we thank God that over the last few years you have toiled and gone through a furnace of studying, and here you are to receive your academic awards. So as a guest of honor, I take the opportunity to congratulate you and thank the lecturers, the teachers, the staff, and all those that supported you, including your guardians and parents that have supported you to reach this far. I am a member of parliament from Kanungu. I know my RDC, the resident district commissioner, Mr. Ambrose Message, is receiving his master's degree in security studies. I don't know where he has sat. Has he dodged the graduation? He's here. I want to congratulate you. And I also happen to be a vice chairperson of NRM, the ruling party. And together with us here, we have the president of NUP, Mr. Honorable Chaguranyi Sentamu, Bobby Wine. I also take the opportunity to congratulate him, because in a few moments to come, he will be awarded a bachelor's degree in laws. Maybe after his RODC, we shall consider him in the Attorney General's chambers to serve us as a legal officer. But my brother, I congratulate you and thank you for pursuing your studies here at Cavendish University Uganda. When the NRM government came to power, the government that I serve as a minister and the government that I speak for as the official spokesperson of government, Uganda had only one university, Makerere University. It is always important to remind ourselves. And the government took a deliberate decision to liberalize education, the education sector, by way of expanding, in terms of quantity, the public universities, but also allowing institutions, private institutions, individuals, including civil society organizations, faith-based institutions, to also start and run universities and other tertiary institutions. It was a deliberate policy to liberalize the education space, to provide opportunity for the children that we are giving birth to have access to education. Now, courtesy of that deliberate decision, we now boast of over 50 universities in Uganda, both public and private. I think the last time I checked with the National Council for Higher Education, we had 53 registered licensed universities up and running in this country, serving us, including Cavendish University that is hosting us today. To us who serve in government, this is a great achievement, and we are not shy to express our pride and appreciation, because I remember when I went to university over 30 years ago, at this Mbarara University, which had been opened second to Makerere, it was a miracle for a child from a place like Kanungu or Karamoja to access university education. But because of that deliberate government policy, we now have access to education, and almost all the sub-regions of the country have universities. Whether you speak of Chigezi, whether you speak of West Nile, whether you speak of Bujisu, whether you speak of Toro, whichever region you speak of, there is a university, either public or private, and our desire is to see that Ugandans and non-Ugandans can have access to affordable education, even to the level of tertiary and university education. So when we are here celebrating the progress registered by Cavendish University, we are happy that Ugandans have access to university education, courtesy to a deliberate policy initiated by the NRM government in Uganda. I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate Cavendish University Uganda. You are one of the excellent universities we have in Uganda. And as a minister responsible for ICT and therefore responsible for digital transformation, I want to salute you because you have prioritized the application of technology in the provision of education as a university. And many other universities have a lot to learn from the experience of Cavendish University. For instance, I have it on record that when COVID-19 struck us as a country and as a world, we were forced as governments to announce lockdowns as a public health measure to contain this pandemic. And we had to send learners and students home because we couldn't allow schools and educational institutions to continue running since teaching requires assembling many individuals. But universities and the other educational institutions which had embraced technology continued with online and digital education, and I know Cavendish University is one of those that were not majorly disrupted because of COVID-19, because you had already embraced the use of technology. And therefore, I want to salute you, I want to thank you, and encourage you to continue and assure you of the support. Where you require support from government in any way, please do not hesitate to be in touch with us so that we empower you, we support you to continue getting stronger as you integrate technology in the provision of educational services. I would like to thank you for the theme that you have chosen for today's graduation, consolidating excellence, innovation, and transformation. I am happy to note that the community here at Cavendish represents up to 46 nationalities. I am therefore addressing a United Nations in a microcosm here. You are not only Ugandans, but you represent over 46 countries, and I want to appreciate and salute the university for going beyond the borders of this country, but also for attracting international students. I am sure they enjoy the atmosphere here in Uganda. And we invite you, if you wish, to remain here and stay, because we have a law that provides for dual citizenship. You can be a Nigerian and a Ugandan at the same time, because we have that law in Uganda. So we invite you to partake the beauty of the Pearl of Africa, Uganda, our country, where we are. I am also impressed with the statistics that you have shown, that over 11,000 students or individuals have graduated through this university. I was briefed that over 700 graduates are receiving their diplomas and degrees today, and this is very impressive. And the graduates are in a ratio of 2 to 3 in terms of female to male. So you are not only providing education to the international community, but also you are balancing the question of gender, and I therefore want to thank you and appreciate you. Speaking about technology and digital transformation, like I said in the beginning, the future is digital. We are even moving from what we call digital services to intelligent services. And as a country, we are committed to ensuring that we are part of this digital revolution. Today, we speak of the fourth industrial revolution. When we speak of the fourth, it means we have had the first, the second, the third, and now the fourth industrial revolution. These revolutions have been characterized by different technologies and innovations that come with them. For instance, the first industrial revolution came up with the mechanized power, mechanized means of doing work, mass production of products. In the second revolution, we saw many technologies like electricity as a new technology. In the third revolution, we saw the evolution of computer and computer services. And the challenge that we face as Africa is that these industrial revolutions have come and we have left others to lead, and then we follow and try to catch up. For instance, you speak of electricity, we still have communities in Africa where we are struggling to ensure that they access electricity, and yet this is the technology of the second industrial revolution. So now we speak of the fourth industrial revolution that is characterized by new, emerging, and disruptive technologies, such as artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, nanotechnology, blockchain technology, big data analytics, and many others, as some of you are computing scientists and IT specialists, as you know. There is a huge global divide in terms of digital ecosystem between the global north and the global south, where sub-Saharan Africa is, where Uganda is. There is a big digital gap, a digital divide. Even when you look at it in the context of South-South collaboration, there is still a big digital divide. Say, countries in Asia compared to Africa, many other countries are moving fast and embracing technology as we try to struggle. And that's why governments in Africa have put in place ministries responsible for ICT to drive the digital transformation agenda. we would want to pledge that we want to work with you, universities, to support areas of research and development so that we don't lag behind as Africa. We need to run instead of moving fast to catch up with the rest of the world in embracing technology and making technology part and parcel of what we do as governments and as societies. Where we stand today, we cannot ignore the role of technology in having efficiency, in addressing productivity, and making progress in socio-economic transformation. And therefore, the government of Uganda remains committed to ensuring that we continue to prioritize ICT and related technologies as we integrate them into our everyday lives. Alongside the digital revolution, we also have what we call a demographic transition that countries are going through. Demographic transition basically is measured through an interplay of fertility rates and mortality rates and defining the quality of life of the population. And as a population scientist, I can say we have like 4 phases of that transition. A number of countries in the conceptual West are completing the transition where they have an aging population and an improved quality of life of their populations. Some countries like Japan, you find the annual population growth rate is now in the negatives, negative 0.5% per annum, meaning they project populations to get lower and lower. It has its own challenges, but when you come back to Africa, where Uganda lies, we are still in the initial stages of the demographic transition, where our population is characterized by a young population. Africa is a young continent. Our 1.4 billion people in Africa are largely young. In Uganda, just 2 months ago in May, we carried out a national population and housing census, which gave us an estimate of 45.9 million Ugandans. Of those, the preliminary findings which we announced to the country indicate that up to 73% of that population is below 30 years. So when you speak to Ugandans, you are speaking to a young nation, a young generation, and a country of young people. And I see many of you who are graduating as young people. I challenge you that the importance of education, like the chairman of the council was here asking us, what will you do with your education, is to make a contribution to the improvement of quality of life of our people. When you look at the map of Africa, if it is not shown anywhere, you can imagine it. It is shaped as a question mark, with Madagascar as a dot down the question mark. That means our mother continent of Africa is posing a question to us, that you who has had the opportunity to go to university and attain a university degree, what are you going to do to me as a continent, the people in Africa, to transform the people in this country, to improve the quality of life? Because we go to school to get better, to get knowledge, so that we apply that knowledge to transform society. So whichever qualification you are going to be awarded, you are challenged to apply it to the transformation of society. So as you graduate, we wish you all the best. We welcome you to the world of work, the world of challenges, but I'm sure you will be able to surmount all those challenges. Finally, as I conclude with my remarks, the word graduation or graduating comes from a Latin word, gradus, which means a step. So when you graduate, it means you have taken a step from one level to another. A degree or a diploma is not necessarily manifested through the paper the university will give you as a certificate or academic transcript. But basically is how your life has been transformed through going through Cavendish University. Some people use the word that you may go through school and the school may fail to go through you. I hope you have done both, that you have gone through school and the school has also gone through you. So how you behave after graduation, whether it's at work where you will be employed, whether it's in your family as a family member, in whatever space you will be occupying, there should be a difference between you who has gone through university and somebody who never had the opportunity to go through a university. That is what will distinguish you as a university graduate. For instance, if someone found you drunk on the roadside, somebody may remark that you see a graduate of Cavendish University. So it means also you are going to be ambassadors of this university by shining the torch, by raising the profile of this university high through the way you will behave and conduct yourselves wherever you shall be after graduating. Just 2 or 3 points and I conclude. Wherever you will be, I request you to observe issues of ethics, professionalism, honesty, and integrity. Wherever you will be, wherever you will be serving. In this country today, we are discussing the issue of corruption. And of course, when we speak of corruption, many of you look at the government. But corruption is an issue, is an evil that is destroying our society, from government to civil society, our homes, across society, including you, the young people who are challenging us as governments to fight corruption. You are right. We must fight corruption. Our policy as NRM government is zero tolerance to corruption. And we support all those who are raising their voice that we must shun and fight corruption. I know the question you will ask, then why did the government stop the other demonstrators? You fight corruption within the boundaries of the law. If you are within the law, we are with you as government in fighting corruption. Unless the president has led us in this fight, let all Ugandans embrace and join this fight to rid Uganda of corruption. Yes. I am saying this as a Minister for National Guidance. But even you young people, sometimes you are infected with this cancer of corruption. You get a job in the government or any office, you also want to drive a powerful vehicle that the minister drives within 2 or 3 months. Within 2 or 3 months. That's why I say let's embrace and cherish the virtues of honesty, being ethical, being patient. Let's not rush into this worldly materialism. Let's not make greed our creed. So let's work together to ensure that we have a corrupt-free continent, a corrupt-free country, and a corrupt-free team of young people and ambassadors. I also want to challenge you that today you are receiving a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a diploma. Like our chancellor said, that should not be enough. Aspire to even add more. Do not make the story in the Bible true, where a master gave his servants talents. One was given 5, another one 2, another one 1. Those who received 5 and 2 multiplied them. The one who received 1, when the master returned, he still had 1 and was even taken away from him. I hope in a few years to come, those who are receiving diplomas, you will be graduating with a bachelor's degree. Those receiving bachelor's, you will be getting masters. Those receiving masters, you will be getting your doctorates. Today we don't have PhDs. Those getting PhDs, you will be becoming professors and getting postdoctoral qualifications. And embrace technology, because the technology is the future. We are trying our level-based as governments to use technology to create employment through business process outsourcing and the other measures. And finally, protect yourselves against disease, especially you, the young people. I know we have had many pandemics which continue to overshadow some of the challenges like HIV and AIDS. You will have the challenge of looking for employment opportunities, especially you, the young ladies. Do not succumb to the pressures of the world to be abused simply because you are looking for a job. Be patient, you will get opportunities. You need to protect yourselves. You need to remain healthy because the future is very bright for all of us. Once again, I thank you very much. I appreciate all of you for coming. Congratulations to our graduates. Thank you, and I wish you good luck. Thank you very much.